Warning, the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
And welcome everybody to another episode of the Coach's Box.
This is a special edition.
This is kind of a special edition. You know, last week we had a special edition where it was the best of, because I don't know if it was our best, but it was some interesting moments from the last 37 episodes. But this week is a special episode because if you look around here, we have 1, 2, 3 coaches who represent the what?
The X.
The X. This is the X show.
This is Jarvis's worst nightmare.
Absolutely. I know that he's probably going to be watching and commenting and being like, what in the hell is going on here? But we are a little shorthanded. But you know what? The show must go on, and by God, it's going on.
They sent the high end.
Yeah, hey, you got to bring
closer.
the A-team.
Brought in the closer over here.
The quality and the value right here.
We had the opener, now we got the closer, right?
It's all about bringing value.
Yeah.
That's what we want here in the show is value. And if you're not all about the value, then you don't need to be here. That's just all there is to it. And I'm all about it. So, gentlemen,
we took a week off here, and I'll go ahead. I'll start it just by giving a public service announcement. So we went down. We talked a little bit about it. We went down. We did the Disney thing again because the last time we went, they didn't have the Star Wars open, the Star Wars part. And I love Star Wars. Ethan, he loves Star Wars. And we said, you know what, we're going to go down. We did that, did Universal. Let me just tell you here. If you're walking in a crowd of thousands of people, hour after hour, stop. Just let me give you this. Quit stopping in the middle of the road, of the walkway. If I had a dollar...
This also goes for high school students in hallways.
Yes.
Yes. State of the right, people. State of the right.
Well, they don't know the rules of the road. I mean, apparently that's the problem here.
Well, you got at Disney, you got Europeans, so they walk on the left side, they walk on the right side.
So we were there on the 4th, so we were doing the most American thing we could, being at Disney World, surrounded by a bunch of foreigners.
Were you wearing anything that resembled...
Please tell me you had American flag swim trunks on.
Yeah, Mandy, no. Mandy had an
Speedo.
American...
Speedo.
Like Borat, right? Hey, very nice. you got that image in your head right now, right?
There's things you just can't unsee.
Thanks.
But no, we had a great time, and if you ever get a chance to go down there, the Star Wars part, I mean, all of Disney is great, but the Star Wars part was awesome.
All of Disney is great.
Well, never mind. Yes, we had a great time. Then we went to Universal.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, probably the best roller coaster I've ever been on, the Velocicoaster. Okay.
Velociraptor?
Yeah, because it's Jurassic Park.
Oh, got it.
Unbelievable. It was neat. They don't do the traditional lap bar, like over your shoulders anymore. It's just a lap bar, and it goes upside down very, very fast. It's very scary, but it was great. It was a great
physics.
time.
Centrifugal force keeps you in your seat.
There was one part of that roller coaster right at the end where you were not in your seat and you were holding on to that lap bar.
So my question is was it Tom's Twister? Was that the one that
Six Flags? Oh yeah,
the one that hasn't been around. It's closed. It's not there.
Well, yeah, they don't let you do crazy stuff like that anymore.
Like do it 12 times in a row?
Yeah, or at least have it.
Yeah.
Because you have kids who are like stuck to the side of it.
turning upside down and
ground.
Yeah.
So that's the good old days.
Yeah. But it was a good time. So any of our viewers that are planning on going down to Orlando, it's good time.
I don't know what that's like.
Vacation?
No.
It's on our list. We got two young kids, so in the next couple of years, that's on our list of things. We want to wait till they're old enough to kind of take it in themselves. And
Get
we
the
don't
fast
have that
pass
stuff.
or whatever they call it, lightning lane or whatever it is.
You're damn right we are.
Yeah. It was good.
You don't want to wait in line with your kids?
I don't even like waiting for a restaurant with my kids.
Sounds like you don't even like your kids.
No, I love my kids enough to pay for them to go to the front of the line.
Yes, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was good. Universal was
You're starting
great.
to sound like your dad.
Yeah.
No. No,
You're going to wait right here and mess with all this hay.
The question would be why the F do you want to go to Disney?
Hey, I got a roller coaster for you. The John Deere 4100.
It's a Ford 4600. Thank you very much. 77.
That's the Ford tractor, Ford roller coaster, huh? That's like the
the Ford New Holland.
That's like the Six Flags version to Disney.
No,
you know,
that's definally the not.
It's like the Screaming Eagle, where
you're screaming a lot.
You're in the back.
Wait, no,
in the
I think
cart.
somebody else is screaming a lot at you. Whoa!
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yes, riding the Ford screaming dad. Yes.
Well, how was everybody else's fourth? Because I mean, that's one of the reasons. Next question. On to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Kevin?
It was good. We stayed pretty simple. We were just around here and saw a couple of fireworks shows and those types of things. So it was it was a good week with the family.
That's good.
So
Good to have time off. I mean, here we are, boys. We're about 4 weeks away, and school's going to start.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't know, but my summer is just blown by.
Yeah.
With us, I coached in that state title game on that early Saturday, and then the next Monday.
Shameless
I coach in a state
championship game. Yeah, just show you. Went straight into softball camp the very next Monday.
Goodness.
Took a little bit of a vacation with in-laws and things like that. My brother and his sister, my brother and my sister-in-law. I couldn't even get that right. And then and then a soccer camp right after it. So all while I'm still coaching.
Really a camp?
Yeah.
No.
That's a camp.
It's a sleepover.
That's a camp.
It's a sleepover.
Look at all this green grass we have.
What is this? Anyway.
Just because you suck at it doesn't mean it's not good.
It's not just I suck. I suck at it.
Because you suck at baseball and you still like that.
Yeah, it's all right.
So,
I have an interest, though, in baseball.
Yeah.
So, Zach, what do we have on the docket today?
Well, you kind of, with your missed calls, talked a little bit about what we were going to get into with the whole WNBA and Brittney Griner situation. So we can I guess kind of piggyback off of that and get into that tonight. I love Tiger Woods. Absolutely love Tiger Woods. Now, has he made the best decisions in the world? Not so much. But
define best.
Well, not great.
Not all of them.
If anything ends with a golf club being swung at you, that
depends on what you've done.
Hopefully, it was one of his own golf clubs. But
I would, but his comments, his comments with the LIV tour that's coming up with now that it's the Open this week. Talk about Cardinals. I figured out why Jarvis and Blair are not here is because I said a month ago. You know what's coming. I said a month ago that we were going to be about 2.5 games out. Come today. Oh, yeah, no, we're 2.5, 3 games up. That ain't going to happen. So that's why Jarvis didn't want to show up today. He didn't want to hear that he was wrong.
Are we way off of Blair's prediction of being 5 games up?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So we can talk a little bit about the Cardinals, and I want to get your opinion. Kevin Durant, one of the premier players in the NBA, wants to move again. Jump ship again. And is that just the state of the NBA? Is that just what we're going to have to get used to?
Well, you've thrown a lot of stuff out there.
I know.
Now. I don't know which one I want to go. There's so many options.
Yeah. I mean, plus some other stuff we can get into. I don't, but what do you think, Kevin? What do you think? What do you want?
Go ahead, jump in there, Kevin.
Let's start with the Griner thing. That's right on your list. Let's just go down the list. I'm organized kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, watching the missed call here with Chris, it kind of... Wait.
Is that the one where you said I'm always wrong?
I don't know.
It is called missed calls.
So?
I kind of... liken it to the fact that, we celebrated the 4th last week. It's America. It's the best country in the world.
Greatest country in the world,
America. And everything that you said, I kind of agreed with.
Wow, that's a first.
That is a first, right? I'm still coming around on the flex, running the flex offense, but no. But anyway, my idea was, once again, it goes back to Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. Stop breaking the law. It's not that difficult to go through life without breaking the law. And so you knew what you were bringing. Well, you knew what you were bringing. You knew there was a chance of getting caught. You got caught. Deal with it.
So, and the matter of fact is she's not the only American held in a foreign jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said it to me. The real thing with me is, where's the outcry if we're going to make a big deal about this just because of who she is? Mm-hmm. And it would say the same thing if it was just some guy somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But what about the schlub that's sitting in some prison somewhere in some other country?
Right.
What are we doing? Are we throwing the hissy fit this way? But she'll have her day in court.
Well, I think she's already pled guilty, and they're trying to get through that process so they can work on some type of prisoner swap.
And who's to say, mm-hmm. because this stuff doesn't come out, that the U.S. government hasn't tried, and Russia's like, you know what? I think we'll make an example of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. It's a political game right now.
Well, sure.
And that's kind of part of what I was alluding to. And Zach, it's when I'm watching this, I want to, as I referenced in the podcast, when I go to Illinois, you don't have. I'm a conceal and carry member. I have mm-hmm. a card. I don't carry my handgun in Illinois because they don't recognize it. And if I got pulled over, it's a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a felony to possess a legally owned handgun that I have a conceal and carry in Illinois. So you know what I don't do? I don't do that because it's against their laws. So when I go to another country, like Illinois, another country, it's full of socialism, I don't carry my gun because I know the laws. If you're going over there for an extended period of time and you're playing basketball
this is not the first season she's played over there.
Right.
No.
So it's not like she didn't know and, I have no idea. I've never been there. Okay, it'd be different if you hadn't been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So you're breaking their laws, knowing that, hey, that's legal here, right? Okay. And you get busted.
Right.
Okay.
And normally for something like that, they're not, even though it is illegal, they're probably not going to bust you this hard on the first time. We don't know the whole story. Is this the first time that she's been caught with it, that they've kind of, slapped her on the hands a little bit and sent her home, teacher, I'm going to keep this till the end of the school year. You can have it back later.
But if I know that it's going to carry a 10-year sentence, a possible 10-year sentence.
Nope, not a chance.
It's not worth it. A little bit of weed ain't worth it.
It wasn't even weed. It was an
aerosol. Oil.
It's hash oil.
Yeah, hash oil. It was an aerosol canister or capsule or whatever.
So why even chance it?
Cartridge.
I'll give you one word. I'll give you one word. Entitlement.
Well, guess what?
Rules don't apply to me.
You're entitled to a trial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And again, the irony of the whole thing is, didn't want to stand for the national anthem, wanted to protest. Which again, you're in a country that you have those freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, and it's not just her, and it's not just. There's a lot of people who take that for granted, now she's an example of somebody who it's like, oh, you don't have those freedoms now. You don't have the same due process judiciary system over there. There's only for everything I've read, there's only a 1% chance that she could get out of this. 1% that they overturn it. And again, there's more at play than what we probably know, considering her status as a professional athlete and the whole Russia-United States situation right now. But again, don't put yourself in a position to seriously, if it's for some hash, it's not worth it.
Well, it's the same thing with the Olympian that we talked about, the runner. I can't remember her name. You know what the rules are. You know what you're supposed to do. But once again, we live in a society because of the freedoms that we have been given here in the United States, we think a lot of the time that rules don't apply to me, and then if we do have a little bit of money, that rules definitely don't apply to me. And so maybe this is a learning experience not only for her, but also for people that travel across, from America to other countries. Other countries and other places are not the United States. We have it great here. Okay, the freedoms that we have, our liberties that we have, the protections, our rights. Like, the idea of democracy or representative democracy that we have is relatively new in human history. Okay, and all of these other places don't necessarily agree with how we live. And so you have to be aware of that. Now, some of the memes that I've seen, well, if it was LeBron James, he wouldn't be in this situation. He would be out, right?
He also wouldn't be playing basketball in Russia in the offseason either.
Well, my thought is, and I know Jarvis isn't here. I know he's not a LeBron fan, but you can go back to when he was in high school, and outside of the whole him securing money for the big 4x4 car when he was in high school and his mom securing a loan, you haven't heard anything bad about him. He's a family man. He's a great dad.
Still married to his high school sweetheart.
Exactly. Yeah. So LeBron James would not put himself in that situation. Yeah. And I think that is the bigger issue, is that it doesn't matter what it is. If it's something like hash oil or whatever, I'm going to do what I want to do because I can. Yeah. And that's the bigger issue.
And, well, you know what? You can. It's just like any criminal. You can do whatever you want to do until you get caught. And then that's it. You can't do it no more.
Yeah.
So, you broke the law over there. And I really hope that when this is all said and done, there's a little different view on freedoms and liberty and things like that. And I mean, again, I'd hate this for anybody. I'm not a big Brittney Griner fan, but I would hate this for anybody, even her. I hate it for her because you're away from your family, your friends, your livelihood. You're stripped of your freedom for something that's it's pretty minimal. Mm-hmm. It'd be extremely minimal here, or legal.
It would be legal, or it would be a probation, community service type of thing.
But know your surroundings.
Yeah, I still think that this is to me that it makes no sense why the U.S. hasn't interfered at some point with somebody of this stature in some instance. I really think that there's something here that politically somebody is trying to make a bigger play on something.
Well, I'm sure there is.
And I think that's so. It's either maybe it's Russia holding out for some bigger prisoner they want released, or something along those lines.
There's talk that there's
conspiracy theory here.
There's talk that there's an arms dealer that Russia wants back, or somebody who's kind of like a war criminal. Well, okay, let's war criminal, professional athlete.
Right.
That's
someone who's involved with maybe killing people and taking lives. It's
called leverage, though.
Someone brought some weed.
Is Mosaic trying to make this trade?
No, because they wouldn't make a trade. He wouldn't do it.
He's holding out.
But now here's the other part.
Not to make light of it, but yes.
Here's the other part of the story. When you talk about from the WNBA perspective, or the athletes, the basketball players in the WNBA, they feel that they have to go overseas, or they have to go out of country to play in other places to make more money. Now, go ahead, Kevin.
She was making $250,000 a year to play basketball. I'm all for fairness in pay. The WNBA is not pulling in the revenue that the NBA is. So, in that sense, it is difficult to pay them the same amount.
Right.
Whether it's TV contracts or just ticket revenue, concession revenue, they're not pulling in anywhere near. We're talking billions versus millions.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to pull that in.
And they're in the red every year. I mean, the
NBA's billions is what's keeping the red black at that point.
Right.
And so I want fairness in it. Equality, I think, is not something that can really be handled in this situation, because not everything is equal. If everything was equal, then yes, pay should be equal.
Right.
Fairness in this situation. But she's making, as the guy with a sub $60,000, really sub $60,000 a year paycheck, $250K a year is a really comfortable lifestyle.
I could do a lot with $250,000.
Yeah,
I could do a lot with $250,000,
and that's not on top of any other endorsements. That's not on top of
just straight basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not a bad. I mean, it's not like you're
for a few months out of the year.
It's $250 pre-K or pre-tax.
I mean, if you want a lot of stuff, I guess you need to go and work a part-time job in Russia. A lot of people used to work at the Piggly Wiggly. Now you got to go to Russia and play basketball.
There are so many other countries that play women's basketball and have good in Europe where they're way more free about these things.
Russia.
Go play in the Netherlands.
But even like hockey, I mean, they pay a lot for professional athletes. Get paid a lot in sports in Russia.
This is a bigger dichotomy just using Russia in general. The Minnesota Wild have a player that they can't get back into the U.S. because it's one of their star players. Russia won't let him out of the country.
Yeah.
But that goes back to like Yao Ming in China and saying that, hey, you can only play so many years and you have to come back and all the...
Yeah, I mean, in the whole thing with the 1980s hockey team, that none of them ever got to play in the NHL because they were members of the Army. And they got to play hockey as being members of the Army, and they wouldn't let them out of the Army. It's very similar thing. So I don't know that it's just a Brittney Griner thing. I just think that this is
I think if I'm a WNBA player, I'm going to highly think about, am I going to go play in that Russian league? Because it was one of the higher paid leagues. I remember probably 2 or 3 Olympics ago, it was a big story, and it might have been, I don't know if it was Rebecca Hamlin or not, but there was an American that actually played for Russia because she had dual citizenship, and she was in the WNBA. She actually played for Russia during the Olympics, and they said, how could you do that? How could you? And she said, 1, I have dual citizenship. 2, I'm making 4 times the amount of money in Russia than I am here in the United States. It's a no-brainer.
I think it was China. China had some Americans on their basketball team or their women's hockey team or something, because when they had hockey at the last Olympics, so they were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, again, to me, it's very unfortunate.
Well,
but at the same time, it's like, man, karma.
I hope
it's just a karma thing for me.
I really do hope it works out.
I do too,
as best as humanly possible for everybody.
Definitely.
There's a real part of me that's like, all right, well, so maybe this is a lesson that we all need to learn.
We have to learn from others' mistakes too, not just our own.
Yes.
Don't do drugs.
What is it?
Don't break the law.
Stop breaking the law.
How to not get
ass
kicked by the police.
I tell you what's not
don't
karma.
Take essential oils on an airplane.
There we But I got a headache.
It's CBD.
Can
I not have my peppermint?
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what's not fair though with the WNBA is that MVP trophy.
So bad.
No
Come
wonder.
Come on now.
So bad.
They're trying to play their players more, so they went the little.
Guys, we had some budget cuts.
Look at that.
I'm pretty sure look at that engraving could have hooked them up with a better deal than that trophy.
They haven't paid for sponsorships, so we do not give them free shout-outs here.
Okay, well.
There's no shameless plugs.
It's just called referrals.
Hey, even though that you can get quality engraving at a discount price, better
free
than
delivery. Free delivery too.
Well, depending on the situation.
If you need a trophy and hay bales, they got free delivery.
Maybe even next day.
Butchered beef.
By the way, butchered beef.
Hay bales.
Right here, I got you. Zach, what's our next topic?
He's ready to move on. He's gonna get a phone call.
Moving on.
Oh my goodness. Well, after
we should
that,
have your dad on one night.
No, we don't have a dump button, right? So, the Open is this week, and Tiger, I think, is like
is this golf?
60 at golf, 60-1. You don't like golf?
I'll talk golf.
Yeah. Come on now. Well, I still want to get you. I'm surprised this wasn't one of your missed calls. Okay.
We're not at a camera on. You
couldn't see it. So the LIV and the PGA are going back and forth, and it has reached the courts. Okay, so at some point, I wouldn't be surprised. It probably won't reach the Supreme Court, but if it does, okay. But the issue is, Tiger came out this week and said that he feels that the guys that are playing in the LIV Tour are basically betraying the PGA, and he doesn't agree that they did that. Well, you know what? You are another billionaire athlete. As much as I like Tiger, you can do that from your ivory tower. When you have $1 billion in your bank, and this guy over here has to basically grind it out week in and week out and may not make a cut. When he's offered guaranteed money, that's a no-brainer.
Tiger's not talking about those guys. Tiger's talking about the other billionaires on the tour with him that are moving. Phil Mickelson, he's talking about the Phil Mickelsons and the Brooks Koepkas and those guys. And somebody made a really great analogy. On my way here, they made an analogy about what Tiger said. The equivalent of what Tiger said is your mother looking at you and going, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Well, you know what? You could be disappointed all you want, but I'm gonna go for guaranteed money.
Well, Tiger was like, I thought this sport was about, and you doing this was about the competition and being part of it.
It's a job.
But that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What he said, and I understand that, and I get that. It's like you play a sport because of the competition to be able to compete and try to do things. And I don't know. And maybe at first they're still competing and trying to play good golf, but at some point, dude, just take the guaranteed money and lay up.
Because if you don't make the cut,
you already got $1 billion. Just take the guaranteed 3,200 or whatever.
If you don't make the cut, you're not getting paid. And if you make the cut and you're one of the last 2 or 3, you're not making that much money. And so the other thing about this is that it's PGA versus LIV. You have to be a member of the PGA. So think of it this way. You are a contracted employee with the PGA. It's not like, hey, I work for the PGA. No. They allow you to play at their events. Okay? And so
it's open.
Huh?
It's open.
Well, no. That's a different. That's all together. That's all. That's a major, right? Trying to do tin cup. But if you're this player, if you're this player that is fresh on the scene, or you've been working 5, 10, maybe 15 years, and you're trying to grind out paycheck to paycheck, I'm sorry, I'm going to go take guaranteed money.
Well, who in their right mind who doesn't have money is going to say, man, that's a lot of money to turn down? No, I think I'll be okay making little to nothing. Doing, playing and finishing. If I'm gonna finish last place and make, let's just say hypothetically, $10,000, okay? Or wait for it, I finished last place, and what would you get if you were last? Power said
it's probably 6 figures, easy.
Okay, that there's a no-brainer about it. It's like, well, it's blood money. Look, I don't give a shit.
I'm not even talking.
Okay, I want to put my kids through college.
I'm not talking about the Mason-Dixon cut line guys, whether they're above it or below it. I'm not
Either
that guy. Those are the guys, I get that. The guys with with billions. So I'll equivalent this at some point. What if somebody from the equivalent? Yes.
Big word.
That's actually it's the right word. It's different pronunciation of the correct word.
It's a $6 word.
Okay.
There's an X in there.
Well, in the LIV would probably be $100,000 word.
Well,
there you go.
So let's say you're Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I'm Aaron Rodgers.
And the XFL offers you guaranteed money.
Okay.
More than what you would make with the NFL.
Okay.
Do you do it?
Yeah, because I got my ring, and now it's about setting my family up for life.
It has nothing to do with that. Okay, I have a window where I can get paid to play a game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm going to do? Make the dollar bills, bro.
If let's say it cost you a chance at the Hall of Fame.
Don't care. I want my money. Look, if I'm good enough, I'm good enough,
that's tough.
Because you're no longer a member, you're no longer part of the club. It cost you a chance to be in the NFL Hall of Fame, something that you've dreamed of since your backyard days.
Jim Kelly, Steve Young.
They
Hall of Fame. USFL.
They went from the USFL to the NFL.
I know.
They didn't go the other way around.
I know.
I'm talking about you ended your career in the NFL. That's fine. That's
He's saying jumping ship.
You're jumping ship the other way. It's like working from AAA to the major leagues. Right. You're not working the other way down.
It's okay. I mean, I'll give you an example. This, I don't care who disagrees with me on this. I think Doug Flutie should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's not the NFL Hall of Fame. Right. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Why? Because he was the best pro player in his sport, and he also had the opportunity to play in the NFL.
Yeah, there's the CFL
and then he came to the
NFL. I mean, you even look at Jim Kelly. He got drafted both and went to the USFL first.
Herschel Walker would be in that type of thing too.
Herschel Walker, I don't think, put up the numbers.
He also didn't stay. He didn't stay very long at the. Yeah.
But I'm just looking at it from this. You have a short window. Man, you got to take the money and run, man. Mm-hmm. You got to go.
You're not, and that's the thing that people don't understand. Ricky Fowler, who Puma, all whatever insurance company, all of these endorsements. I mean, he's been a major top tier guy. Okay, he didn't make the cut. Not even the cut. The qualifier for the U.S. Open. Okay, this is a guy that people bet on over the years to win majors and to win multiple, and he couldn't qualify. All right, and so that's one of the top tier guys, and he's not even getting a chance to play.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, you got to take the money and run. In my opinion, if you're a mid to low level guy, mid to low level exception, whatever, you're going to take the money. Now, I'll
ask your opinion on something. Do you think the LIV Tour has the sticking ability to still be a major player in pro golf, or is this a flash in the pan?
I think it's a flash in the pan because at some point, if it doesn't go well, whoever's investing the money is going to say, "No, we're done."
Yeah.
And here's the other part, though. To
the blood money. Some people's their blood money.
Here's the other part, right? At what point does the PGA, if they either lose sponsorship, lose viewers, lose interest, whatever, do they say, "Hey, Koepka, DeChambeau, all the people that we want to watch as viewers," and all of a sudden we change the channel because I can't see, Bryson DeChambeau hit 400-yard bombs. Hey, you know what? You need to come back, and we'll let you come back because everything comes back to money.
Yeah.
Right?
Does it?
Well, yeah. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Mm-hmm. The PGA taking their ball and going home and starting to try to light bridges on fire was not going to end well for them in this situation. Why? Because they're the one losing money.
Well,
they just look like the disgruntled ex-girlfriend.
They've always been a very pompous group.
Hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
And guess what? The chickens are coming home to roost. They don't. People don't care now. It's not just about we're playing a PGA. And it's like, listen, I can get paid. Like, get paid a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, even if they kick them out and they go to the LIV and it shuts down, if that shuts down and those guys are still out there and they can play, they're going to end up back in the PGA.
They'll end up back. And I think that
it is what it is.
And if it goes to the courts, because now the whole, once again, it goes back to, it goes back to the idea of you're not an employee of the PGA.
Yeah.
Okay. You are contracted. So you are your own employer. You are your own employee, but you are contracted to play in the PGA. So now the law's getting involved. It's going to go, and I have a feeling at some point down the road, they're going to rule against the PGA.
Well, it'll be an antitrust issue because then you can't have a monopoly on. Right. It's just same way the USFL won against the NFL.
At what point is baseball going to catch the crap into that antitrust thing that every other sport seems to get dinged on, but baseball has lived through it?
Well,
because they have really, really good collective bargaining.
Yeah.
They have a really, really strong union.
Yeah.
Compared to all the
that comes if the players wanted to say that it files suit against the owners about them breaking the antitrust rules in the United States, they could win that because their union is strong.
Yeah.
And they have good backing.
Not going to happen because then we're not going to offer you $40 million contracts.
Well, you could be like the.
There went your guaranteed money.
There went your guarantee. Yep.
Well, you know what?
Okay, we can do that. We can put a cap on this, and we can offer you $2 million instead of 20.
Just go to Canada and play.
Oh wait, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Speaking of which,
well, how about we take a break and we can come back and talk some baseball.
Yep.
You want to talk some baseball?
Yeah, I like baseball.
Do you?
The baseball.
The baseball.
The baseball.
What do they call it in Canada? Le baseball.
Oi.
Le baseball. Le baseball.
We need to go to break. Watch the Coach's Box. We'll be right back.
Whether it's residential or commercial, Home by SMCI has the right products for you. Global Plasma Solutions will attack your bacteria, mold, viruses, and even help with dust in your house. They install easily in less than 45 minutes, and it's invaluable for the rest of your life. If you're interested in any of the products they offer, give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Wiley Agencies has 2 locations in Festus and Hillsborough to serve you. We offer home, auto, boat, motorcycle, business, life insurance, investments, and much more. We offer a customized approach unique to your situation to make sure you, your family, and assets are properly protected. We also offer great rates and savings. Give us a call today at 636-764-6294 for the Festus office or 636-333-9903 for the Hillsborough office to do an insurance review or just talk sports. If you don't have time to call, feel free to email Sean at seanwiley@allstate.com. Worried about planning for your financial future? Turn to the expert with 29 years of experience and give Brian Waits a call today. Brian Waits at Waits Financial Services specializes in investments, life insurance, retirement plans, tax planning, and even 401k rollovers. For more information, or if you just want to get a quote, call Brian at 314-374-6713 or email him at bwaits@woodburyfinancial.net.
Got a big appetite? Join us at Case & Bucks in Barnhart for all-you-can-eat soup and salad every day of the week. All-you-can-eat Mexican on Mondays. Kids eat free on Tuesdays. All-you-can-eat pasta on Wednesdays. All-you-can-eat meatloaf on Thursdays. And all-you-can-eat fish and shrimp on Fridays. Enjoy our Feed the Crew special on Saturdays, which offers a large one-topping pizza, a pound of wings, toasted ravs, and a large salad, only $29.99. Like our Facebook page and see our full menu at caseandbucksbarnhart.com.
No time to eat in? No problem. Don't feel like cooking? We'll do it for you. Need wings for your party? TJ's Bar and Grill has got you covered. TJ's is a local mom and pop establishment in Peevely, Missouri, known for their own homemade pizza sauce, barbecue sauce, and their famous TJ's wing sauce. Open 7 days a week, they are family friendly, biker friendly, and locally owned. Come by or order by phone with your credit card at 636-475-3648. TJ's Bar and Grill. We're glad you stopped by.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let Kelly Kaufman move you. Kelly Kaufman of Real Living Gateway Real Estate brings a fresh approach with an honest, innovative, aggressive, and junk-free fee experience for all her customers. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced seller, Kelly Kaufman has the tools to deliver the best client experience in the industry. Give Kelly a call today at 314-221-6090 and let her move you.
Are you looking for your forever home? Then you need to get a hold of Paige Fowler today. You can call Paige at the office at 314-394-5536, on her cell at 314-717-2345, or email paigefowler@remax.com. You can also follow Paige on Facebook, Paige Fowler Remax Results, and on Instagram, Paige_Fowler_Remax. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. Remax. The world is reopening. It's time to reconnect with family and friends. Maybe a cruise is waiting for you to sail away and enjoy different ports of call. If cruising is not your thing, how about a tropical getaway with your meals and beverages included? That's where Vacations by Michael comes in. Call Michael Hicks today for a consultation at 314-496-6122. Whether you have a place in mind or just need some ideas, make Vacations by Michael your first choice for adventure. So call Michael Hicks today, 314-496-6122. It's time to travel, so let's get back out there and be a part of the fun.
Emex Transportation is a proud sponsor of the Coach's Box. Emex, the trucking company of small business.
Thanks for watching another rib-tickling, gut-busting, epic episode of The Coach's Box. Please like, share, and follow.
This is movie phone.
That's right. Like that.
That's
professionals.
Cool. Professionalism over here.
Yeah.
That is just high quality.
High quality. We're all about value here. Lots of value.
Lots and lots of value.
Absolutely.
Hey, so here's a really, really cool story.
Uh-oh.
No, this is really, really neat.
So this is story time.
It is.
Zac McVey.
So you talk about a family, right? So down in Bonne Terre, you have the Forbes family. All right, so think about this. Your oldest son is playing for the Cleveland Browns. Okay?
Okay.
Your middle daughter is playing semi-pro basketball in Australia. And now this past weekend, a couple days ago, your youngest sets a world record for the, and I'm going to get this right here, I'm going to read it, the World Para Powerlifting American Open in St. Louis. And so I wanted to bring this up because it's really cool, because it's a local story. So Brett Forbes, he's a teenager, 15, 16 years old, down at North County High School, set the record for bench press for the, like I said, for Team USA at the World Para Powerlifting American Open.
Reminds me of high school.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds you of high school. Jeez Louise. But no, but Brett, born with spina bifida, so waist down, he's in a wheelchair and all of that, but he won gold and won bronze, and he actually broke the American rookie record for bench press. So he needed to lift 155 kilograms, and he did, and that, for us, not in the metric system or whatever, over 340 pounds.
I'm glad you did the conversion.
Yes.
Yes, that makes my family Thanksgiving football game seem pretty weak at this point, so that type of thing.
Congratulations to Brett. I know him and know the family, and
That's awesome.
Just a great kid. And, so not only on top of that, he also does wheelchair basketball, and the team that he plays on is nationally ranked as well. So
kind of an athlete.
I don't know. An athlete. And then he also does track and field. He does the discus and shot, and I know he's really, really good at that. So congratulations to Brett. I mean, that's just a really
awesome.
cool story.
That's legit. And maybe he's the best athlete out of all of the kids there at that point.
Think about that.
I just want to see anytime my kids complain about anything, I'm just like, shut your damn mouth, okay?
Yeah.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
This is what being an athlete is. You shut your mouth.
So,
be kidding. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, first time that they held the event in the United States, just so happened to be up at Logan College, University, whatever it is, up in St. Louis, and boy, that's something. I think if I was him, first day of school, I'm wearing my medals. What'd you do this?
Yeah.
What'd you do this summer? Got a couple of these.
Can you please stop jingling? No, I can't. Sorry.
But
sorry, Mrs. Smith, that my medals are disturbing your class.
What did you had some medals?
What did you win over the summer?
Right. That's exactly how I would be. It's like, go to the office. I'm glad to.
Oh yeah, no, but the difference with you is your teachers would be like, "Doesn't your mother own a trophy company?
That's probably true.
You just got them out of your mom's drawer."
I made them myself.
Those are samples.
That's exactly right. That's what you got to do.
Oh my goodness! But anyway, we just say congratulations to Brett,
absolutely.
and so moving on here, kind of a little bit talking about, I don't know, we can get into the Cardinals here in a little bit. I wanted to get. I don't know what to think, because we just talked about money. We just talked about make more, and it's your career. Kevin Durant wanting to leave.
What an idiot.
Why is he an idiot?
I'm not even surprised. This is just what they do in the NBA right now.
And the NFL.
I don't want to play here anymore. I want to go somewhere else.
Now, hold on. You ready? We have the soccer guy. Guess what they said on ESPN today? They said there's the two main global sports, soccer and basketball. And this is common in both soccer and basketball.
It's the same
globally.
way. It's exactly, this is what happens in Europe with soccer. I don't want to be.
play
I want to go.
anymore.
I want to go somewhere else. Here's the difference in what I would like to see the NBA adopt that global soccer does.
Mm-hmm.
Send people out on loans. Fine, you don't want to play anymore? Guess what? You're playing on loan with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Bunny Huggers, or whatever they're called, from the D-League. We're loaning them out.
Bunny huggers?
I don't think that's right. You can't quote me on that, but I think it's legit. But
some low-level soccer clubs in Europe, the Bunny Huggers.
No, but I'm just saying. But if I who does Durant? Who does he play for? Is it still the
Right
Nets?
now is Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, do what do what soccer does. So Brooklyn goes, fine, we're going to send you out on loan. You don't have to be here anymore.
Why would you do that if you're Brooklyn? He's all like, got 4 more years.
You just signed a 4-year extension. The ink hasn't even dried on it, and you requested trade?
He's like, no, I want my 4-year extension, but I want it in someplace warmer and less New York.
He had every intention of staying in Brooklyn, and he signed that extension. The ink isn't dry.
What
and
changed?
He wants out. Because he's Kevin Durant, and he's out of his freaking mind.
I thought that was Kyrie, though.
Well,
there could only be one crazy person on the
Kyrie
Nets.
Opted back in.
I know, maybe that was why.
And Kevin Durant's like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, there was.
They're buddies.
I thought he was sure as gone, and he's not. So guess what? I want to. If I'm, maybe I'm just the hard ass here, but if I'm Brooklyn, I'm like, fine, I'm sending you to Utah. You can live out in Utah then.
No, I want to send him to the absolute worst. But
it would only be better if the Vancouver Grizzlies was still a thing. I'd send him to Vancouver.
So great. You can't even say Toronto anymore because they're okay. They won a championship now.
Does Edmonton have a team?
No.
They should.
They should.
So,
what is the Tampa Bay version in the NBA? No, not Tampa Bay. Let's go Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins.
Orlando?
Yeah, it's
I mean, they had the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, they're terrible. So the problem here is again, he signed the extension to stay there. And he left Golden State. He coattailed with those guys. Again, this is another one of my podcasts, so I don't know if you're piggybacking on those on purpose, but that whole thing is he left there so he could be the man in his own team. He's won the rings. That's off his back. Okay, great. He was the Finals MVP both years they won. So 2 out of 3 years they went to the finals. All 3 years, 1-2. So he leaves there so he can be the man. Well, he hasn't been the man.
Wasn't he already the man in Oklahoma City and they didn't win?
But there you go. And there were 3 guys. Harden wanted to get paid. He's playing with Russell Westbrook. Imagine that, having a hard time playing with Russell Westbrook. How's LeBron doing with that? And here you go. It's the same problem again. So it's Kevin. It's not Kyrie. It's Kevin Durant. And think about this. Golden State altered their offense to incorporate Kevin Durant, who's an ISO scorer. Okay, I need to get a bucket, so I'm going to shoot this thing. It doesn't matter if you're hanging on me. You've got one arm around my face, kind of thing. I'm shooting it because it's my turn to shoot it. It's my time. I'm going to get this bucket, and he might make it because he's that good. But they changed everything to fit him in. He can't change his game to. Just same thing with Carmelo Anthony.
Right. It's a high-volume scorer.
High-volume scorer. Right. I got to have the ball. I got to shoot the damn thing all the time. So he's having a hard time fitting in to anywhere else. So now, unless he is with a point guard who is pass first, he would be great with Chris Paul because Chris Paul is pass first. Kyrie Irving is not a pass first point guard. No. He is a shoot first point guard. Russell Westbrook is obviously a shoot first point guard.
Harden,
who's not even really a point guard.
Yeah.
And Curry and Thompson and those, they share the ball, so it's like, hey, big deal. You're gonna double team Durant? Okay, I'm open. Cool.
Well, because at that point in time, and I even still say now, they worry more about winning. They know they're going to get taken care of when it comes to their contract.
Sure.
They know they're going to get taken care of when it comes to endorsements. Yep. So they're set. Now it's about let's win, and let's win as much as we can.
But you would think it's at some point, because Durant is in his 30s now. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's not a spring chicken. It's not just about, it's not about being the man. It's not about getting all the money. It's about, I'm going to finish out and win. And
hold on. You literally earlier in this show,
but he's made a lot of money. Wait.
You said I've got a window to make as much money as I possibly can.
He's still going to make it.
He's still in this window.
He's going to make a max contract.
Right.
It doesn't matter where he plays. He's not going to take a league minimum. Hell, LeBron's not, and LeBron's the same age as I am. Okay.
Yeah, but he's still one of the top 5 players.
Did he just compare himself to LeBron?
As an age-wise, not skill-wise.
All right, just clear that up. Yeah.
I feel like I have better views on some things than LeBron, but that's okay.
And LeBron's made more money than Miller.
He has more rings than me. You can take all of my select team rings and put them together. Still equals 0.
All those select trophies, AAU trophies. And
go downstairs, get all the trophies. Anyway, So my point is and even LeBron affects the game in a much better way, more positively. Doesn't matter what team he's on than Kevin Durant, because he can adapt his game to what the team needs compared to Durant. Durant is a volume scorer, and volume scorers, they're great players, but this is it. This is all you're a one-trick pony, and that's it.
But it's worked so well for his entire career.
Well, yeah, because you're 7 foot tall and you can play outside where the guards are, who are 6 foot tall.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I see it. And then if you put a big on me, yeah, it's kind of hard to guard the guy who's that big. And
he's going to the basket.
He's going to the basket.
Scoring. I mean, he's a mismatch nightmare, that's for sure.
So,
and he's one of the better players. I don't think this has anything to do with money now. I think this has everything to do with ego for him. It is.
Definitely.
I mean, I want to be the man in Oklahoma, but I can't win. So I want to go to Golden State. Now I have my rings. Now I want to go prove myself in Brooklyn. But I'm still not the man because Kyrie's there. Or at least I don't consider myself. Somebody somewhere doesn't consider me to be option one. So I need to go somewhere.
Is there some place he can go and be the man and win?
No.
Okay, so then where are we talking about here then?
He wants to go and play in Phoenix. That's where he wants to go. He wants to play with Chris Paul. And again, why would he want to go play with Chris Paul? Because he's passed first. He's not dumb. He sees it. See, they all want to go play with their buddies.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron's like, Russell Westbrook, let's go get him.
But in Phoenix, he wouldn't be the man.
He would be the man.
No,
I don't know, between
Devin
Booker
and
Paul.
Yeah.
Booker and Paul. I mean, aren't we back to now? Neither one of those guys is Kyrie, but aren't we back to where we were in Brooklyn? Now we're just doing it in Arizona.
You can't be, and everybody talked about when they compare LeBron and Michael. Michael didn't win when he was by himself, people.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to be.
He had to have Pippen.
You had to have Pippen. Then you had to have Rodman. Everybody in the first.
Didn't he have to play in an offense where they kind of move the ball around?
Triangle offense.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You know what Durant needs? Phil Jackson.
No, because he wouldn't listen to him. Hey, Steve Kerr is about as close as Steve Kerr. Popovich is as close as you're going to get to how to play more of a move first basketball. And guys can't play there. Well, it's just so if again,
what do you mean, can't play in Golden State?
You can't play in those systems like that.
The high volume scores.
There you go. When you're a high volume scorer, you can't play in those systems. Why? Because you don't have the ball in your hands. You have to take the ball out of my hands.
Well, no, you can. You just have to sacrifice your ego.
There you go. It's the same problem you just said. It's an ego problem. So I want to be the man. Why not just win? Like, Steph Curry don't have to be the man. It's like, I don't care if it's he is but Steph Curry does other things that people, it's like, he hits all these threes. Yeah, he does, because he's a damn good shooter.
Curry became the man. He didn't anoint himself the man.
But no one anointed him the man.
He developed into that.
Yeah, he is a very self-made ball player. Yeah, his dad was an NBA player. His dad was decent. He made it.
Mid-level.
Mid-level. I think he was an all-star once or twice, maybe.
I don't think Dell was an all-star. I think he's good.
I thought
he's
he was
shooter.
maybe 1 year type of thing.
He was a shooter. You know, he's a guy.
I remember watching him in three-point contests.
Yeah. For Charlotte back when.
Yes.
I love the Hornets.
We're old, man.
I know.
Grandmama, Muggsy Bogues,
Stacy
Bowman,
Zoe.
Yeah. We're old.
I still remember when Alonzo Mourning was traded for Glenn Rice, and I was like, "No, you're breaking it up."
Now isn't Glenn Rice Jr. in the league?
I say Tim Hardaway Jr. All those,
gosh,
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Is he in the league now?
I think he was.
Yeah, I think he got drafted.
Wow.
Yeah. He wanted out of Vanderbilt.
Everybody wants.
There's other ways out of Vanderbilt. It's called the transfer portal.
Son, let me tell you how to get out of here.
But I don't know. I just don't know with him going forward. I don't think he wins anymore.
No.
And the whole idea is because he's always on social media, he wants to be liked.
Burner accounts.
Right. He wants to be liked. He craved that attention.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Is he?
Okay.
Hands down.
Yeah. But you go back to legacy. They talked about him being the top guy over the last handful of years. I don't know. Does the jumping from place to place if you're a LeBron, if you're a KD, if you're whoever, does that tarnish a little bit of your legacy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, because we're in a free agent.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think moving forward, it does not. I think we still have some, because I don't know if it is the NBA when it comes to some of these things. Some of the older writers, it probably does tarnish the legacy with them. Because all your legacy is your reputation.
Jordan didn't finish in Chicago. Montana didn't finish with San Francisco.
That
Brady.
That was a completely different Jordan that went to Washington. But LeBron's best legacy, people will say, is because what he did for Cleveland, not what he did in Miami, not what he's done in LA. It being Cleveland, because that's where he started, and that's where those older writers. So the newer generation of writers, they're not going to see that. They'll be okay with that.
It is. The body of work in the NBA is
and LeBron's at a completely different level than KD's at a different level than what some of the other ones are.
If you want to take LeBron, who again, I'm not a LeBron fan, okay, but when LeBron in that stretch for however many years when he first left Cleveland, he goes to a team and they're instant finals team. Mm-hmm. There's no other player in NBA history that's ever affected a team instantly that well. Even Jordan, when he was at this age that LeBron is now.
Shaq in LA. Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, but then when Shaq was old, he wasn't the same. LeBron right now
Still
has
one
a
of Miami.
different. He wasn't as old as LeBron is. LeBron, even though the Lakers suck this year, there's a lot of reasons why. Everybody was hurt. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got Street Clothes Davis sitting over there, and he is. He is. I mean, Chuck called him Street Clothes because that's what he does. He's always in street clothes. He's a waste of money. He's a better version of Ben Simmons.
How about Kyrie? Kyrie hadn't played in Brooklyn. I think he's played.
You know why?
Because of the shot.
Because he didn't want to get the stab. So he's like, all right, cool. So maybe that's why Durant's like, yeah, I don't want to be any part of this. Maybe. But you know what? If Brooklyn's okay with keeping him, even though that they can't do that, he can't play.
There's got to be something, right? So let's go back to this. I think there had to been something in Oklahoma. I know he had a falling out in Golden State because him and Draymond had issues. Now there's Brooklyn. Okay, so at some point...
It's got to be you.
Okay, right? What's the common denominator? I say that all the time.
Give him his own locker room.
Barry Bonds had his own couch and everything in the clubhouse.
Are you kidding?
Five
me?
lockers.
Yeah.
5 lockers on either side of him.
He had everything he wanted.
Yeah.
Carte blanche, huh?
Oh, the manager was out in with the players, but Bonds had his own locker room. It was in the manager's office.
Did you not know this?
No, I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
cool.
Wow. It's cool?
Yeah.
It's the only place I could fit Bonds' head at the end of his career.
From all the PEDs.
After he started.
Turned sideways to walk through the door.
It's like Arback used to say that there's rules for Russell and there's rules for everybody else.
Yeah.
That takes that to a whole nother extreme. So speaking of not getting the stab. Okay. So the Royals are playing in Toronto. And I saw that before you even sent this. I was reading it while you sent that, and I'm just